and joining me on the broadcast is Prashanth Pitti. He is the co-founder of Ease My Trip. Let me go across to him and understand from him what he makes of the budget. Prashanth, good evening. Thank you very much for speaking with us at Mirror Now. Help us understand, what did you make of this interim budget?
Well, thank you for having me over here. This was an interim budget, and hence not much was expected in this particular budget. Since only 4 months from now, we will have Lok Sabha, elections, and then probably the full budget will come in place. However, to my surprise, there was a lot related to tourism, which I was not expecting in this interim budget. I think the key points were about 15 to 20, and among those 15 to 20 key points, tourism and tourism-related industries were mentioned at least 4 to 5 times, which clearly tells that there is a huge focus on tourism in the current regime and the government, which is very, very encouraging. I believe that the government has always been focused towards Make in India as a campaign in the last 10 odd years. Since last couple of years, I'm seeing government's focus towards travel in India. Our Honorable Prime Minister also about 5-6 months ago mentioned in his Mann Ki Baat that he would want elites of the country to basically have destination weddings within the country rather than outside the country. Plus, in this particular budget, as it was clearly mentioned that Lakshadweep will become one of the key tourism spots for the country, and there is going to be connectivity both for Lakshadweep and Andaman. Better connectivity by the sea routes was also very encouraging to hear. Plus, the focus on spiritual development is in the right direction. India is spiritual. India is and can be the spiritual leader for the world. We really believe places like Banaras, Ayodhya, and many others can actually become the next Makkah and Medina or Vatican city for the world, and which is the right direction to go towards. Case in point, I will talk about Banaras. Banaras earlier used to get 25-30,000 tourists on daily basis. Now Banaras is seeing anywhere between 4 lakh to 5 lakh tourists on daily basis. So imagine the kind of money those tourists are spending within Banaras and how the economy for Banaras is developing at the moment. We look forward to see something similar for various places within the country. The mention of upgrading 40,000 train bogies from regular bogies to Vande Bharat is a game changer, according to me. Vande Bharat is completely a class apart compared to the regular train coaches. Clearly, this will impact, it will have a very large and long-lasting impact on tourism within the country. Plus, also the mention related to the aviation. We have 149 airports as we speak at the moment. However, the government is working on extreme fast-paced, environment to grow this number. Last year there were 130 million passengers who flew in from this country. In 10 years from now, we are expecting this number to become 360 million. So imagine an industry where the industry itself is growing 3 times in a decade. I don't think so any other country can say this kind of growth related to infrastructure, aviation-related infrastructure. Any other country across the world can say these numbers. So overall, I'm very, very excited about the interim budget which has come. And clearly, our industry, tourism, was a very big focus for the government, and in the rightly so manner. And I look forward to seeing the main budget in the month of July.
Prashanth, which is what leads me to my next question. As you mentioned as well, that Lakshadweep has found a mention in the budget speech, as the finance minister spoke about it in the context of the growth of tourism that we've seen. How do you see that really?
No, I mean, I think that it's a step which was much needed. Lakshadweep has always been a sleeping giant, according to me. And that is why I think it ruffled the neighbors, and they did what they did. And overall, I think that it's in the right direction. We just have to do the development in the most ecological fashion to ensure that we are not disturbing the flora and fauna which Lakshadweep currently has. And having various sea connectivities with Andaman and Lakshadweep is need of the hour. These places, I'm sure you have been there. Your listeners have been. Many of your audience must have also traveled to these places. Is second to none in anywhere in the world, and hence to develop these places is also our responsibility. Where not just the Indians, but tourists from across the globe can also come and travel to these places. And I believe that it's only a matter of few years before it starts competing with the bigger players like Maldives.
My last question to you, Prashanth, you did touch upon spiritual tourism, and that is, of course, one of the things that Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, also spoke about in her budget speech. We know the Ram Mandir has been inaugurated now, and she did add that spiritual tourism has tremendous opportunities for local entrepreneurship. What do you make of that?
No, absolutely. See, who will understand our nuances better than us? India is a land of hundreds of languages, hundreds of culture. Any foreign entrepreneur will not be able to understand these nuances and cater to the needs of local people in that, in that condition. And hence, I believe that tourism is one such sector which can create tremendous amount of employment for the remainder of the country, especially since there are so many hidden gems like Lakshadweep, which are still not explored in the country. Using your channel as a medium, I would request our Honorable PM to actually do take some time off from his busy schedule and travel to such hidden gems like Lakshadweep so that they can also come to limelight and we can see development in those places as well. Another big announcement related to tourism was basically allowing interest-free loan, long-term loan to tourist destinations. I think this is a master stroke. What we need is a patient capital to actually create centers of excellence related to tourism in our country. And I believe that this is literally a master stroke. And if government can actually start implementing it, where provide interest-free long-term capital to places where tourism could develop dramatically. I am assuming that Lakshadweep will be one of those places. So the speed at which infrastructure can be developed could be tremendous, especially if interest-free long-term loans can be provided to such places.
All right, Prashanth Pitti, thank you very much to you for joining us on Mirror Now and sharing your thoughts on the interim budget that has been presented today by the Finance Minister.